Oh my goodness! Welcome to Jawsbreakers, the scary, funny shark show where we talk about stupid shark horror movies and laugh along the way. Laugh along to the pain. How about that? My name is Bret. You might know me from such shows as Pokemon After Dark Eye or Let's Die, the His versus Hers Guide to the Apocalypse. And You might also know me from Breaker streams on Twitch and the YouTubes. But also with me is this person.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Jazmin. You may also know me as Meteor Doll. Maybe not, but I will be your co-host for this wonderful podcast that we've got today.
Co-host, I prefer other host. How about that?
Okay, sure. Why not?
I mean, the distribution of work is not exactly the same, but I'm willing to share ownership 50-50
Hey,
anyway.
I'm doing some stuff. I sent you some artwork today.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
You did. I mean, it's not like I can just take the artwork and slap it up together. Like I have to prepare it.
Yeah, well, I also spent, like an hour or whatever time on trying to get Streamlabs to work for our Twitch party.
Look, so all right, that's fair. That totally nullifies anything I was going to say about the art. Like, I like the art. The one thing, okay, so what I was going to say about the art is I have to like cut it out and pingify it and then like chop everything up and put everything.
Make it all digital and stuff.
Yeah, because you did it via real world artistic skills as opposed to digital. So, but
your girl doesn't have the digital software to be doing that stuff.
So. Yeah, but to be fair, your job is infinitely harder because that's now your job. Because I would never be able to replicate it, and that's getting the Twitch party to work so that we could watch this movie. And hey, we watched a movie, didn't we?
We sure did.
We watched House Shark last Saturday as of this podcast recording, and we watched it with a few folks over on Twitch Watch Party. And stick around to the end of the show because we will announce our next movie that we'll be watching together on Twitch Watch Party. And we will have a trailer reaction to it as well. And if you'd like to see us talk about that stuff, check out the YouTubes. Links in the description for all that stuff. And you can watch our actual reactions to it. And just check out the podcast and all the other podcasts that me and Jazmin are a part of as well. So, Jazmin, we watched a movie.
Yes, we watched the 2017 film House Sharks. It was written and produced by a Ron Bonk.
Ron Bonk.
What
a name.
What a masterpiece of a name.
Absolutely. And I'm sure like as we do more of these shows, we'll develop more of a structure to it. So like I didn't really come like I have a few things I want to hit on, but like for the most part, we just talk about the things we saw. Like so first off, the night like did not go well. We did not start on time. We could not get Twitch
No.
I was ready to pack it in. Like it'd been like an hour and 45 minutes before we got this damn thing to fucking work right. But that's more Twitch's fault than in Streamlabs.
And we did not get it to work properly at all. We ended up being able to watch the video, but we could not listen to the audio without watching our own podcast. Not podcast, but watching our own Twitch stream.
We had to listen to the audio via my phone, streaming our own Twitch stream.
Because everybody could hear it.
If we'd gone through the TV, we would have gotten the infinite echo, and that was just not. Yeah.
There was an infinite audio loop. And it was just absolutely terrible.
To say the least. Like, we also had a black screen problem where people just couldn't see the screen. We also had a problem where it was only showing, like, the top left corner and nothing else. It was
Streamlabs was giving me a hard time. Hey. I think there's a bug in Streamlabs where when you choose to share your, the desktop, it's supposed to show your whole desktop. But sometimes it doesn't register, and it's just a black screen. And I had to, troubleshoot for, 20 minutes. Trying to get it to work, and it ended up not working, and we ended up having to do Windows. We had to window display. It was a lot, and I'm new to Streamlabs. I've only used it 3 times, so your girl was having trouble, but also I did get it to work, so Yay me. And us, because we did get to watch it with some people.
Yeah, we sure did, and I appreciate those people for coming. Did you get a full list of the people that
I
happened to show
didn't,
up?
but I do have some.
Pennywise,
Yes, and
Nanook,
Tiny Mom Shark, which is our mom. She was there.
Mama Shark, do. Mama Shark, do. Hi, Mom.
I think a couple other people were there at the beginning, and they ended up not staying because we could not get the stream to work.
Oh, Lena.
Lena was there.
Lena.
But she didn't end up staying, I think.
Well, we had to shut the stream down for like 10 minutes or something like that.
I'm not sure if Nanik was there.
I think he was. But
Nanik was there.
If you were there at the watch party, thank you so much for being there. It means a lot to us.
Shout out to you guys. I do have some quotes.
Not even one hold on. Well, not even one episode and people showed up. So that was awesome. And we'll do starting next one, we'll keep a better track of who all shows up and give you all shout outs on the show. That sounds like something cool we could do for the show on the podcast.
I think we have trouble in general though, trying to keep track of who's viewing our streams too.
I don't think it's a problem. Like if it had worked out properly, like from the beginning, the get-go, it would have been a lot more easier to keep track. But because we were online, offline constantly, it's too much to keep track of all that stuff, to tell you the truth.
The name ended up being House Shark Take 100. Was not 100 tries, but it was about 10.
It felt like it.
But I do have some quotes from some of the people who watched the movie, and we can get into that later when we go deep down into the movie.
We'll get to that as we progress with the show, but I think it's important that we also establish, me and you, for people who have not listened to us in other shows before, and why they should give a shit about us talking about, like, why does shark movies mean anything to us?
Well, personally, I don't know about you, but I wanted to do this podcast because I wanted to hang out with my brother.
Suck ass.
Not to get too into it, but we really didn't hang out a whole lot when I was like in middle school, high school, because you moved and we didn't really talk a whole lot. And I think that when you move back is when we actually started hanging out, playing video games and stuff. So it's a good way to like be with family doing this podcast. So that's the main reason. Also, I like bad shark movies.
Yeah, we saw.
Which you introduced me to bad movies, like the giant piranha movie.
That's true. Also, what's that one we saw in the theater? Like the first one it wasn't the Meg.
It was the Meg.
Was it the Meg? Okay.
Yeah, but there was other movies, because you got me like this. It's one of those DVDs that had 6 short films on it, and I think some of those were.
Yeah.
Were shark movies.
I felt like punishing you as a gift.
I like those. I mean, I have the movie. It was something about zombie Nazis or something.
Dead Snow.
And it like snows on. It was weird. It's zombie.
Snow, probably.
Yeah. So we'll probably talk about that later on. Maybe. Great film though.
If I look like I'm real fidgety, it's because I've had like a knot the size of a fist in my spine, and like I'm just very uncomfortable. Like everything hurts constantly.
I never know what to do with my hands, so it's cool.
Yeah, my name's Bret. I'm 35. I got 2 little sisters. One lives very far away and one doesn't. And the one that doesn't, we play video games together and we watch shark movies. And not to reiterate everything that you said, but I'll also add that sharks are like the scariest, most irrational fear that I have. Like I'm terrified of the ocean. Like Taylor, the series creator for Let's Die and After Dark Ride, she can vouch. I am a bundle of anxiety and fear when I'm in the ocean. Especially if I can see in the water. If I can't see in the water, I'm a little better because but like if the water is crystal clear, I am bad.
See, I like crystal clear water. I don't like not knowing what I can't see.
I think it's beautiful, but then like the last time we was in the Keys together, and this was a couple years ago, and I was, we was wading through the water, and it was crystal clear, and I could see how much seaweed there was, and there was a lot, and you can't see anything inside the seaweed. And then like a little baby stingray flew past my feet, and I had a heart attack. It was rough. It was real rough.
I don't know. I actually, I don't know if you know this, but I actually would like to be in a cage with sharks around. Like,
I would do
totally
it.
do that.
I would do it for
totally
the experience. I would absolutely do it too.
I'm not going like super deep out into the ocean and do it. Like, I'll go to a specific.
You'll 47 meters down it with a rusty.
No, I will not.
Yeah, you will.
Another movie that we're going to be discussing.
I was going to bring that up. That's like, I think the Meg is like kind of the genesis for this show, and a little bit, because we actually recorded a little thing about the Meg for Let's Die when it was in its infancy. So like that was kind of like the genesis for the show. But then like I think 47 meters down really solidified a love for shark movies, because it wasn't bad. Like, actually, I love 47 meters down. I think it's a great shark movie.
I thought it was a great movie too when I watched it. I thought it was great. I don't know what people are talking about. I did like that movie.
It's on the list of the many shark. Like, I have a huge list of shark movies. So we're gonna go through 6 in this first season, and we'll get to 47 meters down eventually. I don't know if it's actually, yeah, I take it back. Yeah, it's this season. 47 meters down is this season. We're gonna get to it. I think we're doing it last.
Are we gonna do the second one too?
Not this season. Later. Much later. We got so much to look forward to. Like so many series of movies to look forward to. Like Mega Shark versus insert ridiculous thing. Like Terracuda or Whale Wolf or Mecha Shark or Crocosaurus. 5-headed shark attack. 6-headed shark attack. 6 Sharknado movies. 6. I mean,
we might just have to do a series, like a season just on the Sharknado movies.
The list of shark movies and like underwater horror movies in general is extensive. Absolutely.
And we did add a new one to the list today.
Yeah, we don't need to get into the minutia, because I don't know when we'll ever get to that, Jazmin.
True.
But we'll see how long we want to do this show for. Hopefully for a very long time, but we'll see. But we watched House Shark by Ron Bonk, who is, quite honestly, an amazing name.
He also did the movie Razor Teeth, which we might get to, and She Kills, as well as Night of Some Things Strange. I think that's the name of the title. Yeah. A lot of these movies came out way before House Shark. House Shark is actually the newest movie that he released. So we got to see his most recent movie, and we're definitely got some things to talk about. I'm telling you, I did not expect half of the things that happened in this movie. I don't know about you, Bret, if you want to start from the beginning of the movie and go through, or how you want to go through it, but I do have a bunch of scenes that I want to talk about. For those of you who don't know, though, it got a 4.7 out of 10 stars on IMDb and 50% Rotten Tomatoes. So you either love it or you hate it. Bret, I think loved it.
What's that now?
You love this movie?
I mean, we'll get to the final verdict towards the end here. But I just love how at the end of the movie, though, like it got into, like, I was looking for like a list of like the staff, like the cast and crew on this thing.
There's only like 4 people, like 4 actors in the whole movie.
Yeah, but also, well, there was more than that. But like at the end, it was like a list of job titles, and it was like Ron Bonk, Ron Bonk, Ron Bonk, Ron Bonk, Ron Bonk, Ron Bonk. And that made me laugh. But so the movie's House Shark. I picked it because it was Thanksgiving week, and the theme of like being stuck at home with or without family, like for the, because of the real world stuff that's happening. And I thought just based on the name alone, I was like, maybe. But the movie is a divorced dad a single dad with his son are in the house, and he leaves the son with a babysitter. Keep in mind, the son looks like he's like 16,
He
honestly.
does, but I
Like
think I
maybe
don't.
14, 15. But anyway,
Yeah, I think around that age probably.
she almost gets us banned from Twitch forever
For some nudity,
for
we were
nudity.
not expecting.
But you know what? That's something that we're gonna have to keep an eyeball on, honestly. Something that I totally didn't even think about. B horror movies are fraught with nudity. We could get in serious trouble.
I didn't think that there would be any, to be honest.
I didn't even think about it, but we're probably gonna see a lot in the future.
Just a heads up, y'all, if you don't want to.
Yeah, because I don't think there's anything to be done about it, because we're not pre-watching these movies. We're going into these movies fresh, just like the audience is. Like we watched the trailer and that's it. So
And there was no nudity in that trailer.
well, obviously. But so yeah, she gets killed.
Wait, I have to talk. She gets killed. Literally, she is naked, and apparently she's on her period, and apparently the sin of her period blood.
Is that what it was? I didn't get that at all.
Yes, she was on her. She was like, "Oh, cramps, I'm on stupid period," and then all of a sudden, and she gets freaking. She exploded. Like she exploded. So I'm guessing the shark like had to go up in her or something, because she was just. What else do you expect about that exploding giant mess in the movie? Because if he had swallowed her whole, there would barely be any blood, right?
I guess.
But out of all the houses in the neighborhood, that shark wanted that one girl because of her period blood.
Man,
it was the
that shark explodicated her too.
Yeah,
like,
really
that was gross. Like gore galore. Just it made no sense. And then there was nothing left of her except for guts. And they're like, oh, the coroner said it was consistent with a shark attack or some shit like that. And like all we saw was like the fin poking out of the top of the toilet. Like that made sense. That didn't make sense.
Like that's what I'm saying. How did the shark kill her? It looked like she had exploded. So like that was my reasoning. Well, maybe.
It's ridiculous.
And she just died.
So fast forward, him and his son are sleeping in a tent.
Eating beans.
Yeah. What was that? What was the guy's name again? I forgot.
I don't remember, but like you think they live in 2000. If it's 2017, they're in a neighborhood. Why couldn't they stay at a hotel? Why are they eating beans when you could easily go get takeout somewhere? Well, it made no sense. He literally was heating up a can of beans on a grill.
Well, it did say he used to be a cop. It didn't say, did it ever say he had a current job? So maybe he just didn't have the money to stay at a hotel, Jazmin. Not everybody has money to stay at hotels.
You don't have money though to like not eat a can of beans on it. It just didn't make sense.
It sounded like it looked like a man who didn't have a lot of options, and I will not judge him for that. That's ridiculous. And you're being very classist right now.
Okay.
Frank is his name. So Frank refuses to let his child go in the house or anyone else, and he wants to like destroy the house, but he also for some reason like thought it was a good idea to enter into like some sort of agreement with an evil shadowy real estate company who has to sell this house just to make a quick buck.
But he didn't want to do that though.
He started the relationship off with them. So anyway, like the ex-wife shows up and they have an argument, and then like the real estate guy shows. I'm paraphrasing because we literally just can't spend all the detail. Like we just can't retell the whole movie.
There's so much in this movie.
And then of course like a couple are looking at, like the real estate agent guy shows like, just first off, those two people brought their dog to a real estate showing to a house that's currently lived in. And I've been to like I've had a real estate agent take me to a house. And to a house that's like still being lived in, and what it is the owner just isn't there while you're there looking at the house.
Right.
the real estate agent never leaves you because they don't want you,
stealing or messing with any of the
if someone's
furniture.
currently living there. And then also, like, you don't take your dog to that. How terrible is that? And then they have the audacity to start making out, and he was fingering her butthole, which...
That's the second scene I wanted to talk about.
Go ahead.
So they're making out, and she's like, push your fingers up my butthole. There are people outside. And then, the dog gets attacked and
off screen. At least they didn't show
off
it.
Screen. And the real estate agent and Frank are outside, and you see both of those people like up against the window. People like, oh. And then just some random white lady comes out of nowhere. Shark attack!
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
Where did she come from? How did she know it's a shark attack?
Yeah, they're in the window getting slaughtered
all the time.
It's terrible. So
and then they come back and find the dead body.
Well, that's a little bit later. So the real estate agent guy bounces out back to his shadowy corporate overlord. And Frank meets a shark expert. I might be getting my events.
Yeah, he found him on the internet, and he was going as a shark expert researcher.
Zachary, played by Michael Merchant, who does a pretty good Swede. I guess he's a Swede. He was in full lederhosen. He was German. I think he was German. And
he had the outfit on with the overalls.
He was in full lederhosen because you can't be from. You have to be a caricature of the country you're from. You can't just wear pants and a t-shirt. If you leave Germany, you better be damn well dressed like a fucking German in one capacity or the other, apparently. So I thought that was ridiculous.
And then they go to the house and magically find a shark tooth in the window.
And the dead body and
guys, it took us a minute to register what had happened. But the dead body poked out the window, and the guy's hand was out the window, and it literally had a butthole. Wait, like the butthole skin around his fingers.
This is our what you call it? This is the thumbnail. This is the thumbnail. Come on, Jazmin. No, get in frame.
But it was I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, it was bad. So then shadowy real estate overlord gets a visit from Abraham, who is an expert house shark hunter.
They meet at a bar.
Was it a bar? I don't think so.
They meet at a bar. They meet at a bar and they get drunk, and they're like, he's like, you can pay me $10,000. I'll go kill that shark.
No, Abraham talks to the real estate guy first.
Oh, yeah.
Because his job is to, kill house sharks. Houses. Yeah, and sell houses. So then he goes to the bar, and he meets Zach. Actually, no. Take it back. Before they get to the bar scene, we get to see the joy that is Darth Squanto. I guess Zachary gets in contact with Darth Squanto. I'm not sure I appreciate the name Squanto. I don't know if that's not.
Which guy are you talking about? The white-haired old guy?
No, I'm talking about the Native American with Darth Vader.
Oh my god, I can't believe we forgot about him.
I didn't. I brought him up. And
I forgot.
He is literally force choking Frank. And it was insane. And then
Jedi level shit.
It was again
a
really silly but funny but good character that I actually I like the idea of this Native American who has a spiritual connection because his ancestors used to hunt the house sharks when they were out wild in the plains.
He had Jedi mind tricks. Like he could throw you across the room with his hand like this.
It was wild. And then of course he ended up dying in 2 seconds.
Yeah, he wasn't paying attention and the shark just went and he was dead.
Yeah. So then fast forward to the bar when they meet with Abraham, and Abraham convinces them hey, we're going to go kill this shark together. Now we're into the meat of the movie where these 3 men are entering the house to defeat the house shark. And we have to talk about Abraham, because Abraham is got to be one of cinema's greatest characters of all time. He was like a Yiddish, like a Jewish man with a huge beard. No, like an Amish beard, but no mustache.
I think he was trying to interpret it Abraham Lincoln in a way.
I think in a way. I think
In a
that's
way,
kind of
because I think he had made a reference to Abraham Lincoln in the movie.
Yeah, but he talked like Sean Connery sort of, and he had an obsession with poking people in the face, and he was just the most insane character. That the more time we spent with Abraham throughout this movie, the more I was like, this is a movie that is, I mean, clearly it's not just a victim of low budget. It's not a victim of poor writing, because I don't think the writing was particularly poor. I think the writing was purposefully bad. I think it's bad, but bad on purpose.
Well, yeah, because if you're set out to make a B movie, you're like, if I'm going to make a B movie, I'm going to make a B movie.
No, that's not true, because we've seen a lot of B movies that act like they have $1 billion budget, and they
like the Meg.
Well, the Meg did have like a super high budget. Like that's the Meg is not a B movie, Jazmin. The Meg is
felt like it.
It is not. It had Jason Statham.
We'll get on to it later.
The Meg is a literal AAA big budget Hollywood movie.
We'll get to it later.
It's not a B movie. It's just worse than a B movie. That's what the Meg is.
Yeah,
but it's not a B movie.
We'll get to that.
A lot of B movies a lot of B movies don't take themselves seriously, because they literally can't, because it's a detriment to the film if it tries to take itself seriously but can't be sincere to the audience or sell its effects to the audience. This movie is like, fuck it, give the shark a fucking laser gun. Why the fuck not? Because the shark literally had a laser gun.
It is very like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go all in with whatever I want to do.
Abraham was played by a man named Wes Reed, and I would be remiss if I did not say thank you very much, Mr. Reed, for your portrayal of Abraham. You deserve a fucking award, because it was fucking tight. So they're hunting the house shark, and of course it pops up, and it's the most paper mache, rubbery looking man in a shark suit that you'll ever see. And it has an experimental laser gun, because it turns out it was escaped from a facility that Zachary, the German, ran.
Ended up being, that was like the turning point in the movie, where it was like, oh, gasp, you actually created this shark? No way. And then,
can we also mention that each man brought with him one weapon? Abraham brought a crossbow for some reason.
Yes.
Frank brought his old service weapon, a 9mm.
Sheriff Frank.
Which, after you quit the police force, you have to give your service weapon back. I don't think they let you keep it.
And we never get to find out why he quit the police force, because apparently there was a reason.
So he has a 9mm, and he's like, yeah, this baby here's do the job. And then Zachary's like, oh, look at what I have. I has me a laser gun that will bust a hole through a wall at 300 meters per second, or some fucking shit like that.
And it's like, but I don't know, because the house shark, you never know.
Yeah, he's like, will that kill it? And then he's like, yeah, you never know. Like, okay, well, that's not
a syringe.
If the goddamn explosion laser gun, if the fucking cricket from MIB can't kill the shark, that 9mm is not going to do anything, and the crossbow is not going to do anything. But
absolutely.
So they're attacked. Oh, they check out the scene of the crime first before the first attack, which is the bathroom. They did not clean up any of the human guts.
They fall asleep in that tub. One falls asleep on the tub.
Two of them are like sitting in the gore, and like
by the toilet.
All they did was put caution tape over it and walk away. Like, they didn't even clean up the human remains. Is terrible. But yeah, they get attacked, and they keep going through, and then they somehow, what is it? Zachary has the fucking the female house shark suit, like a onesie to lure the shark out, Looney Tunes, like fucking Bugs Bunny style.
Yeah.
Truly a work of genius and madness follow. It's a thin razor's edge between genius and madness, and Ronald Bonk fucking walks that line.
And he covered, for how long was the movie, Bret?
That movie, it was 112 minutes, and it had no business being that long. I'll tell you that.
And for a movie being that long, he covered like everything I thought I would not need in a shark movie.
He could have probably cut out a good half an hour of that movie, and I would
they're in this house. The majority of the movie is inside the house while they're fighting this shark, and you've got one scene where the Swedish guy turns on all of them and is like, I'm gonna flood the whole house with water. And then
I feel like the whole real estate thing could have been totally axed. Like there's there could have been a way more easier way to get Abraham involved with the movie. It felt like Ron Bonk wanted to get these 3 actors like the main roles in this movie, and so he wrote parts specifically for them. I mean, you could have cut Darth Squanto out and made Darth Squanto Abraham. Like Abraham is the shark hunter that Zachary knows. And then
right.
Boom, even Darth Squanto did make me laugh quite a bit.
And there was like 20 minutes of underwater slow-mo fighting. Like it was just like, whoa.
We also need to mention that when Zachary, it turns out Zachary's not German. Big brain play. He's American, and he was pretending to be German for some reason. Because first of all, Jazmin, if I don't know you and I pretend to be someone I'm not, you don't know. Like I can just be me, and you would just assume that I'm telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have to do that. Like they never met him before. Like he did not have to disguise his nationality. But turns out he's the bad guy and he doesn't want to kill the house shark. He wants to capture it or something. So they dress him up like the female shark.
Put him in a cage.
They sung an amazing sea shanty. Amazing. Like truly, I loved it. And the house shark takes Zachary.
Oh, don't talk about this
next
scene.
He got to.
Oh,
He's covered in shark slime.
He like wakes up in the basement.
It's jizz, and he swears vengeance and clenches his fist in fury, and you just see this huge goop of shark cum just like splooge down his arm. It was the most disgusting thing.
And this happens before the underwater scene. Like I don't know how they flooded the house, but he flooded the house.
Yeah, I don't remember
like I said,
either.
that whole scene probably like 20 minutes. And they were like, how are you going to hold your breath for 20 minutes? I don't know, but it happened. And then like after that, water comes down. They still can't catch the shark. They try to leave. And then the real estate guy, his boss, the one in the office or whatever, he shows up out of nowhere.
He shows up at the end, doesn't he?
Oh, wait, we forgot to bring up the pooping scene.
I don't remember that. Remind me.
So, after their fight in the underwater scene, Frank and Abraham, they're like, we gotta get out of here, right? Newsflash, Abraham swallowed the key to the house. So now he has to try to poop the key out to get out to unlock the doors because they had boarded up the whole house. So there's literally a scene where he's like holding Frank's hand and he's trying to poop out the key.
Oh, right, because when he first got there, they ate the key so they can't escape. Like the shark makes no effort to leave the house, but they lock themselves in.
It's a house shark.
Yeah, they lock themselves in with the shark, and then he swallows the key so no one can escape. That's right. And then when Abraham is like being eaten, Frank has to shove his hand into Abraham's ass while it's in the shark's mouth to search for the key. And it took me a solid 120 seconds to figure out that's what was happening.
Like literally, you could see his body, like his face was out of the shark, but then it was like his body was at a U because here was his feet, here was his head, and here's the shark's body.
Audio medium. Yeah, his body was basically folded in half in such a way that his head could be hanging out and delivering hilarious one-liners while his butt is being searched for a key. Ultimately, though, Remind me, Jazmin, like the shark does explode, correct?
Yeah, so Frank
He
finds
stabs it with
syringe.
Zachary's syringe of secret mutagen serum.
He's like, I don't know if this will work, but
Yeah.
the syringe full of toxic chemicals should counteract the shark and hopefully make him explode.
And he does.
Which in the end, it does make him explode. And literally at the end of the movie, you've got they end up in the desert somehow. It's like
No,
they were never.
It's like the blast radius. The blast radius was like a nuclear fucking explosion that destroyed the neighborhood, but they're somehow still alive.
Yeah, they were literally in like your typical suburban neighborhood, and then at the end,
Frank was alive, and then not Zachary. I'm sorry, Abraham is in pieces, but still alive. And he's just carrying his head around, picking up his body parts. Because that had
carrying his head around.
It up that had happened to him before, where he got ripped apart and put back together.
Yes, and you know the main line of the movie was, "You're going to need a bigger house,"
which is great. I love that. Which is
great, and it ended up it's true because they had to blow up the whole house.
We're gonna need a bigger podcast.
Yeah, you're gonna need a bigger podcast. But that is basically the movie in a flash. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest go watching it if you like bad movies.
Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. So if you got Amazon Prime, you can watch House Shark free of charge. I wouldn't buy it necessarily, but it deserves a watch. It's a bit too long, but it's a very funny movie. I enjoyed it. I actually liked it. I thought it was a perfect movie.
There was only a couple. I didn't laugh a whole lot. There was only a couple parts where I was like, did they really do that? I cannot even right now. So, I probably wouldn't watch it a second time.
I might, like, if I'm on like a date and she's into like bad horror movies, I might, just because Abraham.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Dope. Yeah.
But Bret, if you could say one thing about this movie, like what would you say about it to our listeners and watchers if you're watching on YouTube?
Bonk.
Ron Bonk.
You asked me. You said one word. You only gave me one word.
Well, we did get a couple of our viewers from our Twitch watch party. They had a couple things to say, so I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out to them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, even though the movie was a little too long. But Tiny Mark.
Honestly, it wouldn't have been too bad if we could have got things to work on time.
That is true.
Thanks for sticking with us. We're a little bit more experienced now, so hopefully we won't have as much problems next Saturday.
Mm-hmm. But I want to go ahead and say Tiny Mom Shark said it was so stupid but very entertaining. And IX Pennywise said, I think it is a very innovative plot, unlike any I've ever seen before. I think it provides a roller coaster of emotions, and I'm glad I was able to be there for the stream. Isn't that sweet?
It's very sweet.
So thank you guys for letting us know how you thought about the movie. I personally think that movie was, for a B movie, it was a good movie. I still prefer some other bad movies. That we may or may not watch later on, but it was a roller coaster of emotions, like Pennywise said. It was definitely a lot.
Yeah, it was weird how that cosmic entity.
The house exploded, and so did my brain.
Yep. So that was House Shark. We're gonna take a quick 2-second break, and then when we come back, we're gonna talk about the next movie we're gonna watch.
All right, we'll see you then, guys.
Hey everybody, we're back. It's Jawsbreakers, the Scary Funny Shark Show. If you're watching on YouTube, it's straight through, baby. Yeah, so we're gonna watch another shark movie together. On this one will also be on Twitch Watch Party. And it's a little movie called Santa Jaws, which I can't wait.
I mean, it's perfect timing for this year. I mean, it's already
absolutely
December 2nd. when this podcast comes out. Well,
No,
not when the podcast comes out.
no.
It's December 2nd, our time right now.
We're recording this December 2nd. Thank you so much for burning the veil down, Jazmin. So there's no mystique about the production of the show. No. The day you're listening, if you listen to this on the day it comes out, we will be watching Santa Jaws in exactly 1 week's time. So December 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern, is in the year of our dark gods 2020. We will be watching it via Twitch watch party at twitch.tv. Twitch.tv?
Breaker streams?
No.
What? You just say it. I'm confused. You're looking at me like.
Well, we'll hash this out right now. Do you want to do it on my channel, or you want to do it on your channel?
Oh, I didn't think that doing it on my channel was an option.
Well, not for the first one, because I build it for Breaker streams for the longest of times.
We'll go ahead and it's up to you. If you want to do it on mine, we can. If not, we can continue on Breaker streams.
We might be able to just. We'll plan to do it on yours. So go to twitch.tv/meteordoll, spelled just like it sounds. Links will be in the description.
If you can see the video on YouTube, it's METEORDOLL.
I will host Jazmin on mine, which is twitch.tv/breaker streams. And I know we lose a little bit of synergy by not doing it on breaker streams, but that's okay. If you want to watch it with us on the day and the time in question, then you will be able to at one of those two places for sure. So actually go give us both a follow. I play Dead by Daylight and other horror games like Blair Witch and Alan Wake, and I'm terrible at them, and I just scream and cry and big old baby about it. And Jazmin joins me on the Dead by Daylight stream sometimes, and she plays games like The Sims and whatnot as well.
Apex. I think I'm going to try branching out into more scary games. I have attempted to play some other ones, but I only got like 5 minutes in them because I was so terrified and I couldn't move. So I gave up. Maybe I'll get back to that, try some new games. I typically binge play a lot of player versus player games, but I think I'll try to branch out. Personal growth is always a good thing.
All right. Moving on, we have to watch the trailer for Santa Jaws.
And I am super excited.
So this is the first time we've ever watched this. I haven't watched it. Jazmin hasn't watched it.
Nope.
If you want to see our faces and watch the trailer with us, you can do so at the YouTube channel. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and hit play.
I am so ready.
Can you hear it okay?
I cannot hear it at all.
Oh. We had this problem last time too. Do you remember what it was?
Just turn the volume up.
Is it a question of volume?
Probably. Nope, cannot hear it.
Okay.
Just kidding, guys.
Just kidding. We had this problem last time, and
we're gonna take a pause for some fixing.
You just keep talking.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
I'm just gonna keep talking.
We're gonna need a bigger YouTube channel.
Very funny. Share computer sound. Tell me if you hear anything.
I can definitely.
Fantastic.
It is loud.
Yeah, I'll turn it down. If you can hear it, that means the audience will be able to hear it too. So here we go.
Let's do it, guys. Red eyeballs too. To boot.
Oh my gosh. Just absolutely fantastic. Wow. I thought House Shark was good. I am really, really just excited for this one.
This movie might be a little bit more PG though.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of for the podcast listener, there wasn't a lot of description there. So what we saw was like the shark come swimming towards the pier and the kids with a bunch of Christmas themed weapons attacking it.
Like a crossbow, a spear.
Yeah, wrapped with like Christmas lights and candy canes.
Ornament bomb, grenades.
A kid dropped an ornament grenade. It almost hit the water, but he grabbed it just in time. They gasped, and then the Christmas themed shark covered with lights and a Santa hat on its fin.
Red glowing eyes.
And that was it. It really wasn't a trailer at all. It was really just like a scene from the movie.
Yeah, it was like a snippet. So I don't really know what it's going to be about, to be honest. What are these
don't
kids
know,
doing
don't
on
care,
here
doesn't even
attacking a
matter.
shark?
Doesn't matter.
I guess we're all gonna find out together on the next Twitch party.
Yeah, and then that is going to be Saturday, December 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, twitch.tv/meteordoll, twitch.tv/breaker streams.
Yes.
We will be there, and we will try to be on time.
Yeah, we'll try to be on time this time.
The following Saturday, December 19th, the podcast version for Santa Jaws will come out. So, and then we're going to just continue going. And then after that, Christmas break, and then we'll be right back to it again. So, stick around with us. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes, thank you everybody so much for listening, or if you're watching on YouTube.
This was the first episode, and I hope it was good. Talking about shark movies. What is this? What is this thing you do? What is that?
I don't know what to do with my hands again.
You just
How about this one?
You're like a gunslinger, like shooting people on either side of the saloon. What is that?
It's a Korean. It means I love you. It's Korean. It's a heart.
Strong hand.
It's a heart. It's Korean. It's a heart.
Okay, how much of our audience do you think is in Korea?
Doesn't matter. Korea is just having a huge surge in popularity.
Okay, well that's great.
K-pop.
More power to the Koreans. I mean, that's great.
K-pop is life.
If you do this on the camera,
it's this. Do it right. It's this.
My sister is making a fist with her finger.
I'm making a heart with my thumb and my index and my pointer finger.
Why don't you take your thumb and your index finger and shove them both up your butthole and then get eaten by a house shark?
I'd rather not.
Okay, and that's going to be it for the show. And don't forget, this has been Jawsbreakers. My name is Bret. Her name is Jazmin. And smile, you son of
a bitch.
God, we'll get better at this someday. Bye.